Well, ladies and gentlemen, what is there to really say at this point? Yo, what is going on, everybody? Welcome to the Phillies Hot Stove video cast recapping this afternoon's game between the Philadelphia Phillies and the Tampa Bay Rays as the Phillies lose 6-2 to the Rays as they get swept out of this quick two-game series as the struggles against the Rays continue. Zach Eflin, he just did not have it in the start. And this offense, I tell you what, it's just so underwhelming. I just cannot believe it. Now, guys, before getting into this video, please subscribe if you have not yet. Please show notification bell. Please like this video, comment on this video, share this video. And let's get into this. So, like I said at the beginning of this video, I just don't know what to say at this point. Time after time again, this Phillies team just continues to be mediocre. And not only mediocre, we've lost 8 of our last 11. I mean, that's terrible. I mean, that's a worse than a 500 team, as we're now 3 under 500. And like I said, what does there even say at this point? What does there even say at this point? It's just so discouraging, right? I mean, these two games were just horrible. This is so boring to watch, and getting swept out of the quick two-game series, we couldn't even get a win. I mean, that's really pathetic. I understand this Rays team is having a great year. They always seem to just figure it out, right? I mean, I give this Rays team a lot of credit. They're a small market team. They find ways to make things work. They really, really do, and I give them a lot of credit for that. But the fact that the Phillies can't even get a win here in this two-game series, I mean, come on. I mean, that's weak. That's just so weak, and we need to do a better job than that. I mean, there's no doubt about that, and now we begin the 3-game series against the Cincinnati Reds. But Zach Eflin, he just wasn't looking at his pitches well. I mean, you saw the mistake he made to Mike Zunino. I mean, the sinker that just didn't really sink. And his slider also was not very good today. It just wasn't. I look at his sinker as his best pitch, and like I said, he just wasn't, not only was he looking at well today, he wasn't executing well. He didn't have as much movement. So pick up the scoring summary in the bottom of the second inning. Zach Eflin on the mound, he makes a mistake to Mike Zunino as he homers on a line drive to left field. A 2-run shot also scores Joey Wendell. That was Zunino's 12th home run of the season. It's now 2-0 Rays. So the Rays went with a throwback double Rays uniforms yesterday and are back to wearing the alternate Rays uniforms today. And the crack of the bat is definitely out in an indoor stadium. He got a good wood on that ball. There's no question about that. And then we pick up the scoring summary at the bottom of the 5th inning. Brett Phillips this time. He homers on a fly ball to right center field. His 3rd home run of the season to extend the Rays lead now 3-0 Tampa Bay. That was, again, off of Zach Eflin, who made another mistake on that pitch. I mean, that ball wasn't absolutely murdered, but that was pretty well hit. He got good wood on that. And at this point of the ballgame, I'm thinking like it just feels like a loss. And I always get that vibe, and usually I'm correct. I mean, there's been a few times they prove me wrong when it feels like a loss, and then they, were able to come back. But this felt like a loss at this point of the ballgame. There's no doubt about that. Then the same inning, Jaemon Choi, he doubles on a sharp line drive to right field. Randy Arozarena comes around and scores. Now 4-0 Tampa Bay. Ranger Suarez came in and allowed that double, but that was an earned run for Zach Eflin since he put those base runners on base, and it should have been an earned run for Zach Eflin because Ranger Suarez has been amazing coming out of the Phillies bullpen this year. There's no doubt about that. He's been very, very good. And not to mention, in this ballgame, it wasn't the easiest play that a Major League Baseball player should make. Alec Bohm, running in foul territory, and he just drops it. I mean, how many times this guy's looking awful at the plate, he's looking awful out in the field, he looks lost all the way around. Both sides of the game, he just looks terrible. And there's no other way to say it with him. It's a broken record with Alec Bohm. How many times is he just going to continue to disappoint? I understand he did hit the ball hard today, but it's just so frustrating to see this. So now 4-0 Tampa Bay. Then in the top of the 6th inning, some fundamental baseball from the BCIB. As he hits a sacrifice fly to center field, Odubel Herrera comes around to score. And the Phillies got on the board now with 4-1 ball game. So like I said, it's fundamental baseball. That's doing the little things right. Unfortunately, we're just not very good at doing the little things right. Occasionally we will. But that's nice to see at the BCIB. I mean, he's been decent when runs in scoring position this year. Yeah, I mean, in years past he hasn't, but this year, I mean, he's been decent when runs in scoring position. Then Brad Miller. It's a ground rule double to left field. His 3rd double of the season. And bounces and goes over the wall. Gene Segura comes around to score, and it's now a 4-2 ball game. So the Phillies, at this point of the ball game, in the top of the 6th inning, cut the lead in half. At this point, I'm thinking like, hey, this game isn't over. I mean, it still felt like a loss, but I'm thinking like, hey, if our bullpen can hold them, if our offenses can, continue to string a couple hits together, hopefully we can come back and tie it and hopefully win. So it didn't feel completely hopeless at this point in the ballgame. Then in the bottom of the 7th inning, this is when I pretty much knew the game was over. Joey Wendell, a singled on a sharp line drive to right field. Randy Rosarina and Austin Meadows coming around to score. And then Brad Miller, the bad defense for the Phils, just continues. And boy, oh boy, just a bad throw from Brad Miller out in right field, and that allowed Joey Wendell to advance up to third base, and it's now a 6-2 Rays lead. So the Rays now extend the lead, get those 2 runs right back. So at that point, I'm thinking like, hey, you know what? I think this game's over. Now down 4 again. So I pretty much knew at that point in the game that it was over. I mean, it's a shame you have to feel like that because, you know, if you're a good team, think like, hey, I mean, that's really not the big a deal. I mean, our offense can get it going. You know, I mean, this team, you know, it's good, but like the problem with this Phillies team is that it's so predictable. It's unbelievable. This Phillies team is just so predictable when it comes to stuff like this. You just know. You could just get a vibe from watching that they're just not going to put up a big fight. You could just sense it. You really can. I'm really good at getting that. I mean, I really, really am. I mean, like, it's just a vibe it gives off. Like, they're done. They are. And it's a shame it has to be like that, though. And Archie Bradley has not been great for the Phils this year. I mean, before the injury, he wasn't very good. And post-injury, he's not been very good. So chalk it up as another, so far, disappointment for the Phils. And that's your final. 6-2, your final score as the Rays sweep out the quick 2-game series against the Phils. As feels like September 2020 all over again, right? When we went down there to end the season, we get swept out of a 3-game series, and they do it again. Now, first of all, I'm a little bit confused as to why this game wasn't in Philadelphia. It's very, very strange. In 2018, we actually swept them out down in Tampa Bay. In 2015, that's the last time the Rays, I believe, I played a game at Citizens Bank Park. It's very, very strange why we wasn't going down there. In 2018, I get it, but why are we going down there this year? I don't understand it. This game should have been at Citizens Bank Park. I don't really understand that. So it doesn't make a lot of sense to me. There's no question about that. Andrew McCutchen got the day off from hitting leadoff. He batted 6 today and did collect a knock. But Dubo Herrera with that nice line drive single to left field ended the ball game by hitting a deep fly ball to center field. The bases loaded, and it was tracked down by Kevin Kiermaier out there, who's a Gold Glove. I mean, he's just a great fielder. There's no question, but not a very good offensive player. But Gene Segura in the 2-hole collected 2 hits, scoring the run. Now batting .321. I told you he's been pretty good. Reese Hoskins continued to ride his hit streak. I mean, he's only been getting a couple ones, in there, but a hit streak is a hit streak. JT Muto with that little bloop single to right, also with the sac fly. But Brad Miller, I think it's time to extend Brad Miller. I understand he didn't make the air today, but put that aside, that nice ground rule double. I mean, he's just been a very, very good player for the Phils. And with Alec Boehm showing, I proposed the idea to give him some more time at third because I'm just tired of Alec Boehm now hitting .205. Alec Boehm is hitting .205. I mean, not only has he had a bad year, but especially now, he's been in a slump all year, but especially right now, he's in a really bad slump. I mean, he's been bad all year, but he's really bad right now. He's it's just world's bad right now. Ronald Torreyes, after that 2-run double he had yesterday, he goes hitless. How about Andrew Knapp getting the start behind him plate? JT DH today. Andrew Knapp behind the plate collects 2 hits. And that was nice to see the single and the double. I'm surprised it didn't send Brad Miller home there in the top of the 9th inning. Not want to make the last out at home. I mean, that's not a good way to end the ball game. As we take a look at Zach Eflin's start, 4 2/3, 6 hits, 4 runs, all 4 earned, 1 walk, and 5 strikeouts. And you see the ERA climbing up now to 4.10. So we all saw he was very, very good to begin the season. And now he seemed to regress a little bit. There's no question about that. But the one thing he's been consistent with so far this season is the walks. Only allowed 1 walk today. He's been very good with that department. Him and Zach Wheeler, the 2 Zachs, have been very, very good with walking hitters. They have been. They've walked very, very few hitters this year. But like I said, his pitches didn't really have a lot of movement on it. The sinker that didn't sink and the slider, he didn't really seem to have a good grip on that. So all in all, you could just chalk it up as a disappointing outing for Zach Eflin. Now 2-5 on the year. But Ranger Suarez, I understand he did allow that hit. That was an unearned run charge to Zach Eflin. But I tell you what, guy has been very good out of the Phillies bullpen this year. There's no doubt about that. Archie Bradley, even though that was an unearned run for him, I'm still annoyed because he still doesn't look good. I mean, a 6.75 ERA is just, it's terrible. I understand, like I said, he hasn't had as much appearances as some of the other guys coming out of Phillies bullpen due to some injuries and things like that. But he's just not been very good. I mean, there's no doubt about that. He's really just looked terrible. Brandon Kinsler, was nice to see him come in there in the bottom of the 8th inning, have that nice inning, striking out a batter. He looked pretty good. But to no avail as the Phillies get swept out of the 2-game series. And this bullpen, I mean, it's looking terrible. I mean, there's no question about that. And we all know Jojo Romero did have Tommy John surgery, and we won't see him until next year. And the whole Sir Anthony Dominguez, talk and everything. I mean, enough waiting with this guy. They're thinking, oh, he's going to be back at the end of this year. Who cares? Who cares if Sir Anthony Dominguez is going to be back at the end of this year? It's not really going to mean much for us. I mean, the whole Sir Anthony Dominguez, I mean, that's just a big, big mess. But the Phillies' struggles continue. Like I talked about, they have lost 8 of their last 11. They have been playing some really just bad, anemic baseball. Injury update, Roman Quinn placed on the 60-day injured list. But like I talked about, as these injuries, I mean, you're starting to see JT back now. Bryce is not going to be, he's not far off from coming back. I mean, a couple more days here. As these guys start to come back, I mean, it's just more and more pathetic. The fact we're starting to get these guys back, we're still really not playing that much better. So everyone was using the injury excuse, but really, I mean, we really aren't that much better. I mean, who cares about the Matt Moore injuries on the rehab start? Who cares about that? That guy is just not a good asset for this team. But enough with the excuses. And one thing I've found interesting is the fact that if you look at us on paper, we're a better baseball team than we were 2 years ago, but we were playing better baseball 2 years ago. Because right now we're 3 under. And it makes no sense. I feel like we have a better roster, but actually playing worse. I mean, I could see us finish above 10-500 going into the season. I predicted that. I did not think we were going to be a 90-win team. I thought we were around an 85-86 win team. I mean, even that's not great. I mean, it's not. I gave us a shot maybe at the second wild card. But the way we're playing right now is just it's slightly below my expectations. So I'm really not that surprised. Hey, I could have definitely saw a 500 team this year. There's no doubt about that. If you would have told me in March, hey, we're going to be 300-500 May 30th, I would have been like, I could see that. I really can. Because I just know this team. And we're a sub-500 team, like I keep saying. And we're a below 500 team. I mean, it's just it's pathetic. Only word I could use, pathetic. And the Mets just continue to win, even with some injuries. I mean, they haven't been setting the whole world on fire, but they're still winning, right? They're still finding ways to win. As the Nationals, they just continue to struggle. Well, honestly, I'm going to laugh about it, but we're struggling. We're playing horrible baseball. I do like to see a division rival lose, but we're losing. So it doesn't feel as good. I mean, there's no question about that. It does not feel as good. It's just crazy though. I mean, the Nationals, now 21-28. I mean, they're much worse than we are. I mean, 7 under, and we're only 3 under. So we got to be thankful about that. The Braves and Mets battle today, 7:08 Sunday Night Baseball. So it's going to be interesting to see that. And the Marlins and Red Sox, the game was postponed. We all know here up in the East, we're getting a lot of rain. So that makes a lot of sense. But I don't know what to say anymore. I mean, at the beginning of this video, I said it, and I'm going to go back to it. I'm at loss of words. I mean, this team is just continues to disappoint time and time again. It's just it's pathetic. It really is. It's just so pathetic. I'm really tired of it. I don't even feel like ranting. I really don't. Guys, I just don't feel like ranting anymore. I'm sick of it. I mean, I really, really am. If this team, someone gets on a hot stretch and then we have a couple of bad losses, then I'll rant. But I've done my share of ranting so far. I really, really have. I'm just tired of this team. I really, really am. They're just no fun to watch. They're not. There's not. So we have the Memorial Day, start tomorrow, 2:10, the first pitch as we begin a 3-game series against the Cincinnati Reds, 2:10, 7:10, and then 12:35, the finale on Wednesday. As you take a look at Vince Velasquez, 2-0 with a 2.95 ERA, going tomorrow against Wade Miley, who has thrown a no-hitter this year, 4-4 with a 3.50 ERA. Second game, we got Aaron Nola, 3-4 with a 3.72 ERA, looking to build off of a decent start his last time out. Sonny Gray, 1-3 with a 3.40 ERA, and then the finale on Wednesday, Spencer Howard, 0-1 with a 5.56 ERA, going against Goretes, 0-1 with a 1.80 ERA. So I love to get 2 out of 3, but who knows? Who knows with this team? Because they're just so. Last time in 2019, we split a series in a 4-game set. We won, I think, the first 2 games, and the next 2 we lost. We're okay in Cincinnati. We don't play great there. I believe 2 years in a row, 2016, 2017, we opened up the season there. And it did not go our way. So, guys, don't forget to watch this video. Please subscribe if you have not yet. Please turn notification bell. Please like this video, comment on this video, share this video. Check out the social media link in the description section. At Phillies Hats of Instagram, TikTok, and Instagram. Call or text 267-225-5392. Email me, phillieshatsov@gmail.com. Memorial Day, it's a great way to honor those who fought for our country. I'm proud to be an American. I'm proud to see that USA, baby. 2:10 the first pitch tomorrow. Vinny V going against Wade Miley. Let's get a win. I'm just so tired of this team and the way they're playing. Guys, thanks for watching. I'm Luke, and I'll talk to you later. Let's go, Phillies. This team is just a joke. I'll see you.